Hey guys, what's crack-a-lacking? Everybody alright in there? Somebody give me a 5 for 5. And yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do it here, guys. Hope everybody's doing good today. Had some, unexpected solar weather, so we're here to talk about that. And so if somebody could give me a 5 for 5, we'll just roll right on through this and get right into it tonight. I know it's Friday night, and everybody's probably wanting to go do something other than look at YouTube. Um, of course, I guess that's where our world's heading nowadays. But you know how that goes. You know how that goes. Yes, you do. All right. Um, yeah. Doing one more thing here, guys. Sorry to say I'm a little. Gotta get this done just real quick, like. Okay. Are we 5? Yep, 5 for 5. Sweet. Hey Isaac, good to see you. Hey Seven, good to see you. Guys, let's get a number. Let's just pick a number for 7. How about 7? Okay, throw some 7s in that chat for Steve. He's 7's son. He's the one that always leaves a dad joke. I pin the comment under each live stream and any video I upload. It's awesome. Guys, in this world of negativity, it is so much better to have some of that stuff around, and I'll take all I can get, and Steve's an awesome dude. So, yeah, if you could, that would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. Throw some 7s in there for Mr. 6+1. Love it, Hilly. Love it, buddy. Love it, love it. Hey, Christian, good to see you guys. Not so well known. There you go. Keto Mama. Hey, me and my son are doing keto right now. It works. I lost 100 pounds on that years ago. But it actually works. About the only thing that ever worked for me other than my bariatric surgery I had. And believe me, guys, bariatric surgery is just a tool. It is not a miracle fix. You have to make sure you use that tool right. If you don't, you will break it. And you'll be right back in the same boat you were in before. For those who didn't know, I used to weigh over 500 pounds, believe it or not. That's right. I lost the fat guy, and I'm still a fat guy. So, if that makes any sense to you. But thank you, 7, for all those. And thank you guys for showing some love to 7 there. We'll probably do that more often because he's a critical part of the Kool-aid Krew here. He's here as much as he can be, just like everybody else. Trinity's here also, I seen. Good to see you, girl. Please, guys, go over and check out her channel. She always does really good work anyway. You guys know, most of you know who Trinity is. Red Pill, Blue Pill, I Kermit the Frog here. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and jump into it, and we'll talk again here in just a minute. And I am sorry I was a little delayed there. I didn't want to just jump out here and not be, kind of ready for it. I scheduled it. Guys, you guys like me scheduling that ahead of time like that? Because I will have to move the time sometimes if I can't get here on that. But I think it helps. I think it helps you guys know when I'm going live. Because what it'll do is it'll send you like a 30-minute prior to, and then it'll send you another notification if you got the notification clicked to all. Hey, Miss V. Hey, Popper Lynn. Hey, Mark. What's up? Okay. Okay. What's up, Leslie? Is Kathy here, guys? Kathy Payan, our resident Hawaiian. I promised her I'd give her somehow her wrench. I think she changed her name or something, and she lost her wrench. So I need to add her back. So if you guys see Kathy in here, let me know, and I'll get that done. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, guys. Here I am squirreling again. Let me concentrate. I trust my mods. Be an adult in there, guys. You can't attack any other channel. You can't attack each other, and you can't use vulgarity. Other than that, you can disagree all you want in the chat and have all the good discourse you can. But please do not get vulgar or attack somebody personally. Absolutely no bad drama stuff from other channels. I won't allow, even if I don't like them, and you guys know that I don't, or you just kind of assume that. I still don't allow that. It just brings drama. So my mods are awesome anyway. So yeah. Okay. So what do we got? Well, guys, we got an unexpected, and I talked about this yesterday. I told you guys this is that we were kind of like right here when I live streamed yesterday, right on the geomagnetic activity back here in the time frame. I told you it was upticking again, and I was showing you guys this. Remember how I said everything was moving, and how I was showing you guys how I knew that we were having some sort of space weather that was hitting our magnetic field. So let me take this. This is the Discover data, guys. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this graph. I hate doing that. But I want to show you. I can take it back 3 days. This is the actual data for space weather. So you get your density, your speed, temperature, and then the magnetic positioning, orientation, whatever vocabulary you want to use there. Just remember the BZ is very important. I'm not going to go into detail what that actually is today. But we look for -6. When it's -6 or more negative, it'll highlight it here in purple. So you could tell how very shortly after I was off stream last night, boom, it went to negative. Matter of fact, we were right here if you remember right. I mean, like right before it started doing it. So when that happened, we could have been, because the space weather hit back here, guys. Okay, it hit back, where did it start? I'd have to go back right here. It started before that. And the reason we didn't get into storm level is because this BZ was not at -6 or more. That's why. So what I'm talking about there is when the CME hits, there's multiple magnetic fields inside of a CME. They're different from one another inside the same CME. So when the majority of them have a positive or negative, it will affect how it comes in. Negative draws towards positive, positive draws towards negative. So when we're in a negative orientation, the more negative we go, the CMEs get drawn in more. So just so you know, or more of it's allowed to get in. We don't deflect it. So I just wanted to point that out and explain that to you guys real quick. But right now, guys, everything, we're going up here in the negative, in the positive, and the positive actually will have the opposite effect. It'll actually help deflect. Now, I want you guys to see something here, okay? I was going to show you guys this yesterday. Our speed got up close to 600. I think it even broke, 612 right there, okay? 400 kilometers per second. They gauged that. That's how the unit of measurement they use is kilometers per second. For about every 400 kilometers per second, you can think in your mind roughly a million miles per hour. That's how fast that's moving. Okay? So I'll just say that. Now, with the faster solar wind, it will actually flush out some of the density. And you can clearly see when that happened. Okay, see how our density was up here around 5? And that's still not very high. We've seen it over 100, guys. So, I mean, I've shown it to you like that. But the speed was hanging around 400 to 500 for very steady. And then the second that it started bolting up towards 600, look what happened to the density. It shot straight to the floor. And we have, like, hardly any density going on right now. So the particles we got hanging around us right now aren't very many. Okay, so but that's what we would expect. So a lot of times the speed goes up, density goes down, and the opposite is also true. Density goes up, speed goes down. But it doesn't have to do that. So when they both go up at the same time, like if we're getting hit with a big CME, that's when we perk up and really pay attention. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that to you because right now. We're actually on the downtick here, okay? And I'm going to say this too. We actually got to a G2 solar storm. And most people probably aren't going to show you this, okay? I show you this just because I like the real-time aspect of it, okay? This is the German website. This is the German space weather. I'm not sure if they call themselves an agency or whatever they do over there. But you guys can see this. I didn't even translate it. It's not what I'm showing it to you for. But it gives us 30-minute increment plots, right? So this is a 30-minute average, each one of these bars. If we go back here to NOAA, these are 3-hour averages. So the numbers are going to differ from what you see because of that. Now, is one better than the other? No. Does one apply more than another during certain situations? Yes. One is better for one, and one is better for whatever other situation you got going on. But for what I do, typically I like to see close to real time as I can get, right? So these 30-minute averages gives us a really good idea of how quick things are hitting, how things are coming in, all that kind of thing. We got to a G2 here, guys, okay? For that 30-minute time frame, the average readings came in at over a 6 on the KP. Well, this is called an HP, but it's the same indice, okay? It's measuring the same thing. So, yeah, that's a G2. And let me show you this. You see this 5 minus? Why does it say minus? Because they know it got the 5, which is why they show a G1 storm here, but you're not seeing it here because it didn't break that 5. Why are they putting that 5 there? Because the average inside there, they know that if they did the average a little bit different, like instead of 3 hours, did an hour, it would have been, the threshold would have went over 5. That's why they're doing that, okay? And right here too, we went back up to a G1 with this one. We kind of went up and down and up, right? So let's I can show you that very clearly here. Well, they've kind of they actually adjusted that. Look at that. See that? That's crazy, isn't it? I just showed you guys that it was up here. So they probably went back and looked at the data and thought that that was closer. That's fine. It's still pretty much the same thing. But you can see how we were G2 even right here, and then G1 again over here. So that's what's causing these Aurora, right? None of this was expected. None of it was forecasted. Okay? They do have some ideas on what happened. Maybe the CME that was supposed to hit us the day before got here late. But yeah. All right. So, let's sorry guys. My somebody stuck their head here in the room here. I had to stop for a second. Sorry about that. But please take the time to share this out. This is a Friday night, and I get it. Most people aren't going to be here. But I'm still going to give you guys a report. So, let's go back here. This is the Aurora forecast model, okay? Now, what can we expect tonight? This is their forecast. You see this? Okay, that's the North Pole. Yes, there's southern lights too, guys, for those that don't know that. The South Pole is here on this particular, on the right side. I'm not sure why they're showing North Pole on both of these. They may be just using their generic, yeah, that's probably what they're doing. Well, maybe. I don't know. But for like a KP of 3, and what's a KP? Some people ask me that. And I've explained it before. It's just the indice they use to measure geomagnetic activity. It's the exact data I just showed you guys. Okay? Just so you understand that. Now, this is what we can expect during these KP levels. Right? This is what they would expect to see. These need to be redone. And I'm just going to say it because it's my opinion. And it's just my opinion. I do believe that our space weather is affecting our planet a little bit stronger than it had been in previous years when they set up these models. Okay? I'm not sure if they're going to change this or not. It doesn't need to change drastically, but it is a little different, guys. Okay? I've seen it. You know, we've been seeing Aurora down on the equator, dude. That's just, yeah. Well, I've seen us get Aurora down, and let me say this. It's not like it's never happened before, but it's not what we can consider something that we would expect, right? So, you know, when you see a KP of 5, you wouldn't expect to see Aurora in Florida, and that's happened, okay? Not this time, But that's happened in the recent history here. We've seen reports. Now remember too, though, technology comes into the conversation here with the aspect that everybody has it, right? So everybody's got their phone, they've got their camera right on their phone, and they can Google a phone number and just report what they're seeing, right? So we have to consider that too. So what I'm saying is, even though it's a rare thing and it hadn't been seen or said or done before, that at least that we know of, we have to consider that there's more people now looking, communications instantaneous, and we can travel further with our communications instantaneously. That makes a huge difference on what gets reported. So who's to say that that wasn't going on and nobody reported it, or maybe they just looked up and said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that sky," and just kept moving, right? Because they didn't have a camera in their hand, didn't have cell phones back in the 70s and 80s, right? Or even hundreds, even going back 100 years, guys. So that's what I'm trying to say. So we got to take both into consideration. We don't want to leave either side out of that conversation. It needs to be discussed in that way. I do think that these need to be redone. I do think they need to intensify this. Okay? I think that we would see more now. We should expect to see just a little bit more now. Not a whole bunch. Not yet. But as everything progresses, as far as everything we always talk about, if our magnetic field is getting weaker, those kinds of things, it's going to affect everything. So let me just grab this scroll bar here. And you see right there? This is why we seen the Aurora in Washington. See where that's pointed? So yeah. And just a little side note, when we got hit with that G5 storm earlier this year, you actually had to go outside if you were on the North Pole. Not really the North Pole, but inside the Arctic Circle up here, and look south, right? So because this Aurora oval, the whole thing had shifted down this way because of how strong the storm was. So the 90% of the world's going to have to go outside and look north, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to look south. But up here, they had to look the opposite direction than what they typically would have, because the solar storm was so strong. And also, guys, you guys notice how there's no Aurora here? You want to know why? Because these are coming in magnetically. It's not a blanket, right? It's coming in on these magnetic connection lines that I talk about all the time on the sun. We have magnetic connection lines here too. They kind of do a little, almost makes the planet look like a butterfly, but it encapsulates our planet, right? So that's why here right directly on the North Pole, you don't see too many, any kind of Aurora. Now during that G5 storm, the oval might have moved far enough that they could have, but obviously nobody's standing right here in the middle on the candy cane pole, right, with Santa Claus. Same thing in the southern hemisphere, guys. Okay, so with that being said, let me just grab this again and bring that back. Okay, let's yeah, guys, let me just say this. There is no spamming anything at all in the chat, guys. Okay? I'm just going to say that, and then my mods are doing a great job in there. So, we don't want that. It just disrupts everything. If you want to drop a link, my mods are allowed to put their links and drop links. But outside of that, no. And there's reasons for that. So if you want to ask somebody that if they could post a link for you, that's fine. That can happen. I trust my mods' decisions there. But yeah, mods, you're doing a great job in there. Thank you. Okay. Now, so with that Aurora happening, right, what can we expect going forward here, right? Well, I think what I want to do is we're going to go over here to Space Weather News, or spaceweather.com. This is Dr. Tony Phillips' website. Please go over here and check him out, guys. I'm not going to read his articles to you, please go over here and read them. But I'm going to talk about what he's talking about because it's what applies. You see here, Afterglow of a CME. That's what struck the Earth last night. Okay, we had a CME hit, and remember I said, let's go back here for 1 second. Remember I said, hey, we're getting space weather, but we're not in geomagnetic storm yet, right? Well, that is what he's talking about here. We got hit with that CME, but then there was a wake, right? It was like a boat going through water, like I said yesterday. That wake hit after that, and there was a delayed geomagnetic storm because of that. That geomagnetic storm caused these aurora. Now, I can't show you the aurora photographs. I'm showing you the one in the thumbnail is from Chris, Lord Kiss Freak. He's in Canada. One of my favorite Canucks. He's up there with that Axe and Nacho. I'll tell you what I can do here, though, real quick. Let's, wonder if I can do this. I bet I can. Yeah, I bet I can. Let's do this. I'm going to show you a couple of his photographs because I think they're really cool. This is what happened during some of those storms that we got. Okay, I'll put one or two more in there. Ricky also sent us some too. Ricky Spence. She does an awesome job with that too. Okay, but you guys can see that, right? I'm not sure how that's showing up there. It should be showing up though. There they are. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple of Ricky's here too. These are awesome. So show them some love in the chat there. I mean, just did an awesome job with that. Where is Ricky's at? I had her folder right there. Oh, there it is. It's in a different folder. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. But this is during the same storm. Notice the color that Chris was seeing. Now let me show you what Ricky was seeing. Okay? You see the difference? The reason why is because where Ricky's standing, it was getting in deeper. And let me explain why. What's happening there is when the space weather gets down further, it starts interacting with nitrogen molecules more. And that's what's causing those different colors. Okay? So just always keep that in mind. Green's pretty typical. We see that almost every time. Anytime you get any kind of aurora, that's oxygen molecules that the highly charged particles are exciting them, okay? And when they're returning back to their stable ambient state, that's when it puts off the color, okay? So I'll just say that. Now, I'm not sure. Was this the one I showed you guys? Let's see. Oh, there's another one from Ricky, okay? See how intense that was? They both did an awesome job. And anytime you guys get aurora photography, you guys want to send it to me, I will look at it every time. It is one of those things where it's just, you almost can't, it's like, I don't know, you can't turn your head from it, you know what I mean? It's just one of those types of situations. But, yeah. So, let's just go ahead and get rid of that one. Alright, so, with that being said, that's, you know, when you start getting those nitrogen molecules excited, you get those red colors, okay? Let me go, where the heck there it is, okay. So yeah, so that's what they're saying here, and they even seen it in Wisconsin, right here. Washington and Wisconsin, Maine, and you know, that's considered mid-latitude. It's not upper latitude, and it's not equatorial region like Florida. Right? So the most of the aurora that we see is actually in upper latitudes, right? Closer to the poles. And you can't just say north, because if you're in the southern hemisphere, you got to go south. And I know that kind of confuses people sometimes, but it's just what it is. But yeah. Oh, you seeing satellites blow up? Really? Northeast coast of Australia. Shout out to my Aussies. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Hey guys, give me a, if you could, give me a roll call in there, if you would. I'd really appreciate that. Just give me a region, and, you know, I just like to know where you guys are from. And it helps, you know, gets people talking in the chat, and that really does help the video get out. And also, guys, anybody that has become a member or has been gifted memberships, thank you. I can't say it enough. And I'm not going to dwell on that right this second. We'll talk about more of that at the end of the show here. But thank you guys so much for that. If you guys want to gift memberships or become a member, we try to do. I try to do a members only stream once a week. The past 2 weeks, I haven't been able to get it done. My daughter's in color guard, and I'm not going to miss any of it. And it takes a lot of time. So, State Fair is actually coming up this middle of next week. After that, things slow down. So I will probably give you more than one a week, honestly, because it's pretty cool. We just have fun over there, guys. I'm thinking about having a movie night. If you guys want to do that, I could pull up a movie on YouTube, and I'll buy the movie or whatever, and we can watch it. Watch it together. Maybe I'll put out a Zoom link. People can pop in and out. We can talk and just have a good time, and make some new members only emojis. For those that have never been a member on any other YouTube channel ever, you got special emojis only you can use. Members, okay? So just so you know that. Alright, so this is our Magnetosphere. And I do want to say thanks to Aaron and Deep Quake and Kay and who else has been gifting. Genius by Birth, gifting a lot of memberships, and it's getting a lot of people here, and it's getting a lot of people a better understanding of space weather because they're here, right? And they're sticking around and everything, and it's cool. We're getting to know each other. It's awesome. So thank you for that, guys. Anybody gifting memberships? And the way to get a gifted membership, you have to be active in the chat. Okay? That's how the algorithm decides who gets them. So, all right. So this is our magnetosphere. Okay? This is space weather hitting our magnetic field. And the sun's off to the left, obviously. And before I forget, guys, get over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. He was live just a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if he's still live or not. Well, IG's here, so he's probably not live right now. She's a mod over there, too. But great earthquake stuff, guys. Great stuff. So just go check him out. He's down to earth. He's always on it, too. He streams every day. So, multiple times if he needs to. So, anyway, you got the space weather coming from left to right here. Okay? And you can see it hitting, right? This is velocity. Notice how things are moving kind of fast. Now, I can also show you directional here, too. Let me show you why. Watch down here as the colors aren't as intense up here. Watch what happens down on this side. You see how everything's kind of got this direction? You see that? Look at that. It even kind of pulled our tail back that direction. Okay? So you can kind of look at this like going through a, I don't know. Like the Earth is a comet, right? They call Venus the comet planet. You guys know that? And it's because it looks like a comet sometimes. It actually has a tail going through space just because its atmosphere is so, gaseous of like nasty acid and everything else. But let's see where you guys are from. Arizona. Hey, Wrath, what's up? Central Kentucky. Yeah, the new Twister movie, guys. Get over here and check that out. I heard it was really good. I think it premiered tonight. Thank you, Samsuri son. I'm glad you like the membership because we're gonna, guys. I am working on merch too, and anybody that's a member gets discounted merch. I'm probably gonna start off with like some coffee mugs, stuff like that. Hey, Ripper, good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, man. Deep Quake Paul in the hizzy, Kentucky. Oregon, Kansas, I know where Ripper's from. He's in southern Oregon. Alrighty. Okay, Northeast Ohio, New Jersey. Jim Miller's Illinois, baby. Heck yeah. Downtown Tacoma. Wow, Miss V. There you go, Isaiah's granny. Thank you for doing that. California. I love it when you put that out there, George. That's awesome. Okay, so, again, this is just velocity only, right? So the reds are the higher speed, but guess what? So are these darker blues. What that is it's showing you magnetism, like I showed you on the BZ earlier. So what that's going to show you is the direction of which the particles are moving. So the dark red and the dark blue are moving the same speed. They're just moving opposite direction. So as you see this running through here left to right, yes, you're going to see stuff that appears to come from the back. Now, its origination is not from the back. Okay, its origination's from the sun. These are reconnections. So when it hits our magnetic field, some of those lines get broke and bent and moved, right? So as the particles keep moving and that connection's repaired again, remember it's magnetics. So as soon as it gets repaired and it's connected again, the polarity might change and it draws it right. It almost does one of these. Watch my cursor. It'll go like this, right? And then when it gets about right here, it'll whoop, and it'll do it on both sides equally. And that's one of the best ways you can show people why that's happening. It's happening equally. If it wasn't happening equally, then you might have, and I'm not talking about like mirror image or anything, but it's close to equal as far as how much is happening. So if something was truly coming from the back, it most likely wouldn't do that. Plus, it would just blow out our freaking bow shock. It would just blow everything the other way. If it can overcome the sun, woo-wee, man, I'll tell you. And I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of ideas, a lot of theories, and it's very interesting conversation to have and to kind of dig into it and try to figure it out for yourself. I highly suggest everybody go dig into any of that and just watch everything you can and then make up your own mind. I'm not going to tell you how to think. I don't even like to give my opinion on those because it starts drama. So I don't. So anyway, you can see this. This is density, right? The lighter colors, white is the lightest density. See? And remember, what I show you here, the density just dropped out, didn't it? So that is exactly what we would expect to see on that. Where was we at here? Here, yeah. This is magnetic pressure. You're not going to have much magnetic pressure because the density's not there and the speed's back to normal. So you can see how everything is just kind of sitting here. Now, I want to say this. If we get hit again, when we are sitting here normal like this, and if we get a hit just like right away, that can actually sometimes make it just a little bit more intense. We need some geomagnetism to help shield off some of this geomagnetism. Okay? So yeah. Okay. Now, let's this is the Australian model. Shout out to my Aussies. Aussie. This is the same data stuff, but it's done in a simplistic way, which I love. It helps people understand. You're getting the same stuff here. There's your wind speed, there's your density, and there's your BZ, right? So if I push play here, this line here is our bow shock. Typically it's hanging out about right here. This is our satellite line. Those are some of our satellites. Obviously they're not all of them, but it gives you a good idea. So why do they show the satellite line? Because if this bow shock gets inside of that, that means all these satellites that are on the day side of the sun are directly exposed to space weather with no magnetic protection from our magnetic field. There's a lot of reasons they put satellites where they put them. One of the biggest reasons is when they put them in this low Earth orbit stuff is because of it needs protection from our magnetic field. So every once in a while we'll lose data. The satellites and stuff will actually put themselves into what we call safe mode. And when it goes into safe mode, you're not going to get any data from it. It's still collecting it, but what happens is they'll end up, it'll still transfer the data over. It's still collecting, but after that. So I'm not sure if somebody has to, like, I don't know, start it back up. I don't think so, but I could be wrong on that. It doesn't shut completely down. There's still systems on it that are running. It just goes into like a safety sleep mode like your computer does. Okay? But it does that so it ain't operational when it gets hit with these big smacks, right? Because if it is, it'll damage whatever's on. It's just like a sorry guys, hold on a second. I gotta take a drink. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. It's just like an EMP. Okay. If you got something plugged in and turned on during the EMP, that's when it gets destroyed. Okay. If it's not plugged in, a lot of times it can be saved. That's why they do that. Okay. Also, there's something called surface charging. When all that space weather just keeps bombarding these satellites, if the bow shock is back here, as a matter of fact, I guess what I'm going to do, I need to run this so you guys can see it. It's exactly what it is. It's having the surface of the satellites starts to hold a charge. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. So that's what happens. And when that's happening, it can really affect a lot of the electronics when they're trying to steer them here, there, and everywhere, right? But we just got to keep that in mind when we're looking at this stuff, okay? Now, again, I like the simplicity, because you see how that was moving kind of like a tuning fork, right? So I took it back here to the 25th because I want you guys to see. Now, the standoff position, they're talking about where the bow shock actually is. So, obviously, you got your numbers here, too. 5, 10, 15. That's just a way to measure it in this particular model, right? And notice when we get a harder hit, not only does the bow shock move back, but because of the way our magnetic field is and the way that we're moving through space, the sides of our magnetic field, our magnetopods, will bend in. Okay? And that's kind of what we see when we see the tail. And you can actually very clearly see it here. See it? So, but I love the simplicity of this model. It's for people that have never seen any kind of geomagnetic modeling and stuff, I would start with this one because it's awesome as far as that goes. But okay, so Geoelectric, we want to look at this because guys, we've been getting some seismic activity that is, and again, go over and check out Ron. Okay, Deep Quake, thank you for the gifted memberships, brother. Appreciate you, man. Another 5. Wow. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff, guys. I'm trying to figure out something special to do, you know, like with the movie night and stuff like that. If you guys got any ideas, anybody that's a member, please let me know. Sometimes it's hard to kind of come up with stuff. So if you guys want to do something specific, let me know. But I do like the idea of having a question and answer Zoom. And you guys can, you know, for the members, and I can even do that here on the regular channel. I just have to be a little bit more careful doing it on the regular channel because some people want to be mean. But, you know, it is what it is. So, this is the geoelectric field model, and this will react at the same time as we get space weather geomagnetically. Okay? They both affect each other. Now, typically the geomagnetic storms will affect geoelectric more so than the opposite way. Okay? Why do they look at the geoelectric field? The geoelectric field is getting measured here on the surface. Okay? And they're doing this to try to bridge a gap between forecasting seismic activity because we know that space weather affects that. Anytime we get a coronal hole, what's a coronal hole? Well, let me show you what a coronal hole is. Let's just do this. I guess I can just change that to 211 maybe? There might be a coronal hole there. I'm not sure. We'll take a look. Come on. Alright, finally. A little one kind of opened up. But you see the dark spot there? Now, if that opens up all the way and exposes some of the surface, there it went. That was from an eruption, like 2 or 3 of them there. Oh, wow. We'll come back and look at that in a second. But you see how you seen the black there? Anybody that's never seen a coronal hole, it's exactly what it is. It's a hole in the corona, which is the atmosphere of the sun. Okay? And it exposes the surface, and when the surface is exposed, highly charged particles just flow out. And they get here on a magnetic field line, interplanetary magnetic field line. And that's stretched out between us and the sun. We're connected to the sun that way. Everything is connected to the sun. If you were naked out in space, your left butt cheek would be connected to the sun. I promise you. Okay? I don't suggest that. It might hurt a little bit. Anyway, but our main connection's over here. That's why we call this the danger zone. If you get a CME over here, it crosses that line, and all those protons flow back, right? We just had that radiation storm earlier this week. Now you see how you got a coronal hole up here starting to open up too? So anyway, when we get a coronal hole like that, seismic activity goes up. Now, do they know exactly why? I know there's some really good theories out there, and I'm not even going to speak to it because I don't know. I don't have that knowledge. So go check out everybody else on the internet. I don't even need to say their names. Everybody knows who they are. And especially get over and check out Ron. That's what I would say. Okay, geoelectric. So when that's happening, when we see geomagnetism hit us, the geoelectric field gets disturbed, right? There's something called the global electric circuit, and basically it's the circuit that everything comes in, it gets deep into the earth, all that kind of thing. I'm not going to go into detail, but I understand it. I just can't teach it. I can't share it. I can't any of that. I'm not confident enough about that. I understand it when people talk about it, but I don't have that knowledge base, so I would be doing you guys a disservice if I tried to do that. But anyway, I do know that that's why they made this model. So if you look at the agencies that are involved down here, NOAA, this is actually about a year ago, they hopped on board the Natural Resources of Canada, because this used to stop at our northern border. But now they got it working for the whole map. I was showing you guys this about a year before anybody else was. I don't know why. The model was still in development, but it was still accurate on the parts that it was working. We had a dead space over here that was just this dark blue that they hadn't got working yet. So they got the United States working, and then Canada is now, a part of it. So I love this thing because it does. If I want to prove out that we're getting hit by a CME, this is one of the things I'll look at. If this thing is moving, then I know most likely we're getting hit with space weather because geomagnetism directly affects geoelectric. So what's the geoelectric effect? Well, it's what this is trying to show you is space weather's effect on unnatural electrical components. Wall switches, your car batteries, any wire, big transformers, substations, any of that stuff that isn't normally in nature, right? So yeah. Now, why isn't this letting me go now? Really? That's kind of weird. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let me try something. Where are we at? Right here? Okay, I'm going to X out of that. I'm going to bring it up again here. Because usually it gives you a... Okay, yeah. So if you don't click the movie tool right away right here, you can come down here and it'll tell you exactly what it's showing you. You guys can read that. The geoelectric field is measured, induction hazards, man-made conductors, pretty much everything I just told you. It's telling you what the model's trying to do. And that's true for every other model I'm showing you. Look, guys, you go to any NOAA page, look at all this stuff. All these, see where it says models? Look at all these models. Oop. Click on them. Start having fun with it. You can't mess it up. And if you got any questions, come back and ask me. Or anybody else. Most of the people in the chat can help you most of the time. If you got a question on vocabulary and things like that. Okay, so let's go back over here to what I do want to show you. Now this is ISWA, and these are extreme ultraviolet images. This is from SDO, which is this satellite right here. Okay, it's in geosynchronistic orbit. I'm not going to go into detail what that is. All you really need to know is it's from our perspective. And right now, it's in what they call eclipse season. There's 2 eclipse seasons for this satellite. The Earth actually goes between the satellite and the sun for a number of days, twice a year. Okay? But as you can tell here, guys, it gives you a lot better detail than what I was able to show you here. See how mute that kind of looks, kind of pale. That's why I like using this. So, just so you know. So what we'll do, right here, this is a 304. Let me take and grab this. Now, they just recently changed this model, this whole setup on ISWA. And right now, we're getting 30-minute increments. I'm going to push play on that just to see what we can see. We used to get it about every 10. And that's not the case now. Now, if you get a shorter model run, like if I want to look like at 12 hours instead of a full day here, it'll allow you to go to 1 minute. But you have to know what you're looking at there. You have to know exactly what you're trying to see to do something like that. So, you know, there's pros and cons. The setup on this is better, but at the same time, it does reduce the amount of images you can see unless you do what I just said. It doesn't look like any kind of filaments are busting off there, but what I'm going to do, we're going to go over here to the regular SDO, and we're going to take a look at this, because I think this needs looked at. Let's grab this. Remember I said, you know, what you're seeing there, the kind of hazy look, that's actually the corona. Okay? So if I grab this, and I go real slow with it, see that? Right in the middle. Watch. That's a CME, guys. Watch it open up. Boom. Right there. See how... You can see it just peeling back the atmosphere. Almost like a perfect star shape. Almost look like a starfish. Also, guys, let's get some ones in the chat for all of our fire victims out there, guys. I know Miss Dragon's been struggling. She lives out there in that. And I know a lot of you, you guys live out that direction. You're being affected by these wildfires, and it sucks. So, let's get some ones in the chat for some prayers, good thoughts, whatever you do. Really appreciate that if you could. But notice how that same area of the sun, as it rotates, is erupting very similar to the previous eruption from it. So we're going to have to keep our eye on this particular region of the sun. Right there, you see it doing it there. It's even doing the same kind of shape. So, yeah. And this is in the Earth strike zone, this rectangle here on the sun. Anything that happens in that area, we got to watch, because most likely it's coming at us. And then here's another one coming right there. Okay, so we're just got to, and those are right in front of us, so those are going to hit. If that plasma actually left the sun, and sometimes it's hard to see when it's right in front of us. Let me change this. Let's go to 94 angstrom. Okay, this will show us the bright flash from like flaring, but it also kind of gives us a little bit of the atmosphere disruption too when we get those. So we'll take a look at this one. And I'm sorry about that blinking. It'll quit here in just a second. But this is a sunspot grouping. There's another one over here. The equatorial region of the sun actually rotates faster than the poles. Okay? So that's why you see the migration of sunspots through the sun cycle. They'll start down here and they migrate towards the equator. And then when both sides meet, that's the pole flip on the sun, magnetic pole flip, and there's your sun cycle. Okay? That's a very brief, simple explanation, but it gets the point across, I guess. So let me pause this and take this back here. There are quite a few eruptions here, guys, so it's going to be hard to... It's going to make it difficult to forecast it, which is why I don't do it. I will give you guys nowcasting, and I'll give you my opinion on things sometimes. But notice how you got flaring all over. Now, also, we would call this... Oops, that's part of that eclipse, guys. Okay? Earth's in between the satellite and the sun right there. Okay. These two sunspots, they're communicating with one another. They're called sympathetic sunspots. Okay. And we'll look at that here in a minute. But there's more than one sunspot there in that region, and they're communicating with each other. They're connecting to one another. So when one erupts, the other one gets affected. See that right there? Now watch what happens here. See how it kind of zipped over to that side after it? You can see it kind of move like that. Right, see that right there? You see how it kind of went whoop? Now this one over here is definitely something we're going to have to pay attention to. All of these all have the potential to really give Earth a good smack if it decides to erupt. So the other thing I want to show you guys, I do want to show you where the sunspots are at, and so we're going to look at the gray version here. Not that one. I don't know why I do that all the time. I don't know why I do that. I think it's this one. Come on. Yep, there it is. All right. So, yeah. So you see how you got little individual sunspots in here, these cores? When they're talking to one another, they're communicating, right? So that's what I was talking about. So these probably have separate numbers for sunspots. Let's go look. Well, no, that one actually doesn't. 3762. So they've got that one just narrowed down to one number, which is okay. It's not. I mean, it doesn't change anything for what we're doing. But let's go. Where was I at here? There it is. Over here, these got different numbers, right? It's still the same active region, but these are going to have different numbers. And notice how these are getting bigger. And you could probably fit 2 Earths inside that one, maybe 3. And likewise here. And so yeah, so you got that. And that's rotating in the Earth strike zone. So we got to watch this area. This area here, if it starts to become complex, and what do I mean by complex? You start seeing the positive and negatives, the colorized version I'm going to show you right here. The reds and blues will start swirling around each other. And when they connect, it's called a reconnection event. And that's your flare. It'll flare. That's what a solar flare does, right? And as you can see, you got a very clear distance between these different colors, right? So unless these things are going to really start getting closer to one another, sometimes you'll see another negative or positive area pop up right next to the opposite polarity. That'll cause a flare. But notice how this one here is doing most of the work right now, because look how complex it is. But the sunspots over here are bigger. So yes, the sunspot size does matter, but it's not the only key factor. So if it's like this, it's not even going to do anything unless it starts to become more complex and trying to flare, and those flares will produce CMEs. Okay? Over here, you can clearly see how these are real close to one another, and they're moving around, swirling around, so that's why this one's a little bit more unstable. So that's what I would say. We just got to keep an eye on it, and again, it's rotating right into the Earth strike zone, so okay. Let's go. Well, I'll tell you what. You guys got any questions in there? Let me know. Hey, Surgery, good to see you. Grace Gibby Tie-Dyes. That sounds like a business. If it's a business, that's cool. Hey, Hilly. Dude, whoa. Dude, WTF. Dr. Tony Phillips is showing the radiation storm too, guys. And I will touch on this again. This is the biggest flare that we've had this sun cycle. This flare went off the backside. We did dodge a bullet here. And I said as much when it first happened. It was moving very, very fast. And it's dense. Obviously you can tell. Because it crossed that danger zone magnetic connection line I was talking about. And those protons funneled back to us. This thing went off the backside, but still affected Earth. Understand what I said there. It's going in the opposite direction. And it still affected us. So that's the power of our star, guys. And that's why I do what I do. We got to really pay attention. The sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. Now, we have a satellite on the backside, guys, but it's not ours. It's the European agency. It's called SOLO, SOLO, Solar Orbiter is what, yeah. But I show you guys SOHO, right, which is this image. It's a coronagraph right here. It's on a different satellite. It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. But what I can do, actually, I need to show you guys this anyway. So let's go here. I think I was able to show you guys this one yesterday. I found this eruption rather interesting. Okay, and let me show you why. I'm gonna slow it down. Watch how it's spinning, like this. And both sides, both these two separate CMEs are spinning like that. Now, this is a different image, and I'm not going to go into exactly what that is on this coronagraph, but it can fool you visually, okay? Because there are some anomalies that are built into this thing that you just can't get rid of. And I'm not sure if that's one of them. So it can kind of trick your eye sometimes. But it definitely looks like it's, as it's erupting, it's kind of like a vortex almost. But you see it, these are both about the same size CMEs. So the area that's actually like the core, I would call of it, is about the same size. Neither one of these are coming at us, okay? At least from what I can see. Now, when we got so many things happening on the sun, there's no way we can catch them all, okay? We're not Pokemon, right? Got to catch them all? Anyway, yeah. I got kids, so, well, I used to. They're adults now. Well, I still have kids, I just don't have children. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah. So let's go to the previous day. Let's go back to yesterday. We'll take a look. Now, guys, this was a little halo eruption, right? This one here is the one that they're saying is going to give us our next hit. Right here. On the 27th. So here in about, well, it should be happening anytime. Okay? I'll just say that. Now, I can tell you right now, we're not at no 433 right here on the KP. So this is incorrect. This did not happen exactly how they thought it was going to. But it doesn't mean anything. You have a plus or minus 7 hours of forgiveness there. Okay, 7 hours before, 7 hours after, and they'll consider their forecast correct. But as you can tell here, we're expecting another G1 storm. Now, it ain't going to be from that one I just showed you. That one there is probably like on the 29th or something. Now they're not even saying that. So maybe it is that one. I don't know. But if it got here in 2 days, I'd be very suspect to say it's only going to be a G1 if it got here in 2 days. What's normal is 3 to 4 days. You know, maybe a little less than 3. But if it's getting here any quicker than 3 days, that's a fast-moving CME. Okay? Just so you know. Hey, Schaefer Girl, good to see you. Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, I think I am going to go ahead and pop off because I'm pretty sure that Dex and Adam are going to go live here in a little while. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure exactly what time they're going to be going tonight. But that's one thing I won't do, guys. I will, if you guys are Fugle fam, and y'all know who you are, right? Schaefer Girl, heck yeah. Fugle fan for life, baby. What I'll say is, I will not, absolutely will not live stream at the same time as Adam and Dex are on purpose. Now, there's going to be times we might overlap a little bit, but I won't be on at the same time because I want to respect you guys and respect Adam and Dex. They've helped my channel out so much, I'm not going to do anything different than that. So if it comes down to it, I may end up having to go after their show, or I might have to come on earlier and, you know, they're just like me. They got busy lives. They can't, like, hey, etch it in stone. I'm going to be here at 7:35 in 45 seconds. That kind of thing. So I just try to bend a little bit there. They're awesome people, and I will respect that. So that's right, baby. Marcy the Hizzy. Hey, Aaliyah. Good to see you, girl. Best icon on the internet. Both sides coming together, and it's what we need to be doing. And unfortunately, we're not. And that's what, yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, you know. And we all knew that was going to happen after what happened on that day last week. Eventually, all the stuff was going to start getting sussed out, and it is. And I'm not going to talk about that here. We could talk about that over on Marfugal News and Marfugal TV. So, but I love all you guys. I'll try to get on here tomorrow, guys, and I am going to do my darndest to get a members only live stream. I can't hammer down a time yet. So my daughter's got color guard performance tomorrow, and then she's got the color guard performance again on Sunday, ice cream social, and then next week is State Fair, and that's basically it's their Super Bowl. Okay, so anyway, see you, Trish. Good to see you. Cheryl, what's up? But guys, please come back to this video. You guys have been doing a great job coming back and leaving me a comment. Please come back and leave me a comment. It really does truly make a difference. So the more we can push this out, the more you guys can do that for me, the better it is. And it's starting to become more and more consistent. So with that being said, I may be able to add that morning show in that I've been talking to you guys about. If that continues, I'll be able to do that. If not, you know, I just don't see it happening like very quick like. And I've got like a template set up for like just a boop 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 boop, like a 5-minute show. I can do that anyway, but if you guys don't know, YouTube only sends out notifications twice a day for any channel. For people that got that all hit on the bell, notification bell, and then click on all. Now let me say this: anything after that, the algorithm doesn't give it priority, so it'll just be hit and miss. And that's why I don't want to like do multiple shows throughout the day, because it just won't work. It just won't work at all. So yeah, you like the morning show idea, CH? Okay. And again, guys, I mean, I can make that happen. It's not a big deal. As far as just if you guys want a 5-minute boom, 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 space weather conditions, and I'm out. I just haven't been putting priority on that because there's a lot of other channels out there that run like 24-hour live streams. You can get that same data by going over there and just looking at that. You can go over to Matthew Shipley's channel, and you'll get that. And I highly suggest you do. But Schaefer Girls in the Hizzy Surgery, Daryl, CH, dude, WTF's in there, heck yeah. Okay, guys, and Ripper was in here. Everybody seeking truth. What's up? Mercuriana, good to see you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. I really do appreciate that when you guys do that. Hey, Daryl, thanks for putting them icons out there. Love it. Those are special members only icons. Seeking Truth using some of them right there. Hey, guys, go over and check. If you're a member, look at the dragon one. That's Aaliyah's concoction. I let her, when we were doing a members only stream, and not, I don't want to say we together made the emoji. She got the pick what I was doing and everything. That's the kind of stuff we do in the members only stuff. I've been giving away cards. Also, guys, if I'm able to continue to get increased views, and I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers too. I've gotten a couple hundred new subscribers like overnight. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there, but that's awesome. If that continues, I'll gift you guys out a membership. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to do it. That way you can get real active in the chat for a while, and then I'll gift the membership out. I can't choose who it goes to. They won't let me do that. So, but I can definitely gift one. So that's what I would say. Who's here right now? Let's do this. Hold on a minute. Get active in that chat, guys. I'm getting ready to do one. I'll give you guys a couple seconds here. Okay, you guys ready? Well, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Membership gifting. Okay. You guys ready? We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to do one of them. Here we go. Here we go. Who's getting this one? Who's getting this one? Let's see. Come on, my phone is moving like a snail. Sweet. It's coming. Who's getting it? Janet S. got one. Heck yeah. Awesome. There you go. There you go, Janet S. So, yeah. And I might do that again tomorrow or something. We'll see. I think it's cool because it gets everybody talking and all that. And, you know, we're nice people around here, so we have fun. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pop off. So, anyway, get over and check out Adam Marfugel and Dex. And, gosh, this went 1 hour and 8 minutes. Wow. Man, I felt like I stayed on point most of the time tonight also. Man. Okay, you must have just had a lot to talk about. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're welcome, Janet S. Awesome. All right, guys, for real this time. God bless. Yahusha saves. And, yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid.